believe me if I told you that somebody made $1.5 million just by talking about chess, a game that most people might find nerdy and boring. But first of all, let's start with who this guy is and why we're even talking about him. Levy Rozman, better known as GothamChess, is a former chess coach and an international chess master. But there are plenty of people like that. What makes him special is that he turned his passion for chess into a content creation journey. As of today, his results are insane. 6 million subscribers on YouTube alone. He gets to comment the top-level chess competitions, and he's pretty much a household name amongst people who are interested in chess, such as myself. But here is the catch. He never became a grandmaster. Sorry, Levy. He doesn't compete in the top-level chess tournaments. And yet, he's one of the most famous chess personalities in the world right now. So how did he get there if he's not even the best? I am about to reveal this secret. Well, because he cracked the code and he's a content creator. So basically, he lives his life by doing what he loves, makes a very good living of it, teaches chess to millions of people, makes chess popular among different generations of people, gets invited to a very, very special event in the chess world. And I'm not Levy, of course, but I dare to say he's living a life that is really meaningful. I'm sure he feels that he makes a difference. And in my opinion, it's more valuable than any trophy. And I mean, who wouldn't want to live a life like that, right? I know what I'm talking about because I've done it myself on my native language YouTube channel. And I know what it takes and how it feels to make millions of people care about what you have to say. And I'll tell you, it feels fantastic. We're going to dissect Levy Rozman's case and learn how to build such a career doing something as weird as chess. I mean, when I was researching for this video, I was like, whoa. Really? You could make that much money with chess? Are there even enough people who play chess in the world? Turns out, yes, there are. So strap yourself in. We are starting. First things first, let's get rid of the myth of being the best. No, you don't need to be the best in something that you want to share with people. You have to be very good at teaching this. At the very least, you just need to have the passion to share about it. That's good enough for the start. Levy, our case study for today. Do you know what place in the world ranking he's currently taking? He's in 3,367th place. Yet, it didn't stop him from becoming the most influential content creator on the topic of chess in the world. In our internet era, every passion can find its audience. It's because people don't just follow skills, they follow personalities. And that's true for absolutely any kind of hobby. You just have to be passionate enough yourself to talk about it and to engage people to follow you. Don't get me wrong, of course you do need some expertise. You can't teach Spanish if you don't speak Spanish yourself. But you don't have to be the best Spanish teacher to start your own channel where you'll teach other people Spanish. You got my point? Good. Most people who want to change careers, they're worried about money. So I mentioned Levy allegedly made around $1.5 million selling his own book on the topic of chess. And at first glance, $1.5 million sounds a lot. Who'd refuse that? But is it actually a lot? For a content creator, that's great, but not unheard of. Mr. Beast is making that much of, I don't know, one video. But for a chess player, that's insane. The thing is, most professional chess players are not making a living off playing chess. In the world of chess, unless you are in top 50 of the world ranking and you're playing the top tournaments, there is no way you'll be making enough to make a living. And that forces most chess professionals out of top 50 to actually teach chess at academies or give freelance classes or even have a 9-to-5 daytime job. Can you imagine that? Like, you've spent, 10, 15, 20 years becoming a grandmaster, and now you have to work to then be able to afford to travel to tournaments. That sounds quite sad. Another important thing here is that Levy's success isn't just about the number. Actually, his book even became a bestseller. But if your book becomes a bestseller, is $1.5 million of revenue a lot? Most authors, they don't really make that much. In fact, most authors who write books, they don't make much at all. I'm not a publishing specialist or an author myself, but here is some info. Normally, if you're a first-time author, you're probably getting an advance, and then you're also earning royalties. If you're self-publishing, you're probably gonna get from 40 to 60% per sale, but according to some statistics, the median annual income of such authors is around $12,800. And even for authors who do really, really well, it's really rare to make $1 million off a book. And there is a way to escape that. And here comes another catch. Levy's book likely sold far more than the average book. Because he had an audience first. He isn't just an author, another author. He's a trusted chess educator with millions of followers. So naturally, his book had built-in demand. And that's another fantastic advantage that content creation brings to you. You get your audience, people who trust you already. They're already there and they want to learn from you specifically. So, final takeaway here. $1.5 million selling a book on chess is a lot. But it's a lot because of how Levy made that happen. He made it in the field where almost nobody does. If he hadn't started streaming and making content for his YouTube channel, he'd probably be coaching students somewhere for $50 an hour. If he had just written a book about chess at some point of his career, he'd probably make like $50K max. But because he built an audience, mastered content creation, monetized smartly, he made more money than most professional chess players ever will. And that's why his result of $1.5 million is so impressive. Alleged $1.5 million. Marina, but my hobby is so niche. I wish my passion was about finance, investment, gaming after all. Stop. Okay? I dare you to wake up. Wake up. You understand? I hope you do. So if these are your thoughts, take Levy as an example. What other more niche hobbies or passions can you find? Like, come on, chess. So before you actually give up on your dream or give up on your passion or label it with this tag of being like not popular enough, first of all, how dare you? How dare you think that way about your passion? There are millions of people just like you somewhere, and you're not allowing them to actually see your point of view on their subject of passion. Don't do that. Getting ready for this video, I couldn't believe, that chess is actually a game that around 600 million people play in the world. Think about it. So what we're calling here a niche hobby is a hobby that 600 million people share. Whatever you love doing, cooking, sewing, horse riding, DIY, makeup, jewelry, whatever comes to your mind. Actually, drop down the hobby that you think is too niche and tell me if I actually managed to change your mind on that. You got my point. Any hobby has its audience out there, out here in the internet. So if you only dare to share it with other people, you might actually find out that it's not as niche as you thought it was. And yes, I encourage you to actually do some research on the topic that you're about to start blogging on, because you can actually stumble upon a gold mine. I was basically shocked when I found this about chess. It has the best demographic for sponsors. It consists of people who are, let's get our fingers, mostly college educated. Many of them work in tech, in finance, in engineering, and they tend to have higher disposable income than the average person. That's a holy grail demographic for sponsors. That basically means that if you make content about chess, it's far more likely that Apple is going to come and ask you to make a sponsorship video with them, rather than if you're making a channel for young kids. And I, as a chess player myself, was shocked to actually figure this out. So if you think your hobby is too niche, or if there are no people who can actually spare or afford your service, do your research. Find some information that actually proves this. Don't just live in your own mind and in your own illusion. It may be an illusion, maybe not, but like, well, what if it is an illusion? Think about it. And one more thing here. You don't actually need a massive audience. We're talking about Levy here and about his 6 million subscribers on YouTube and blah blah. But you actually don't need 6 million subscribers. Let's say you like making candles. And all that you want, like your dream life, is about having your own little store where you sell your own custom-made candles with some special scents. You don't need millions of subscribers. You don't need millions of views. What you need is a very targeted audience of people who like cozy things, who like home decor and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's easy, but I think it's more difficult to actually grow old thinking every day, what if it worked? Objection, miss. What if he was just lucky? I am not lucky. No, Levy wasn't lucky. Chess streaming boomed right before The Queen's Gambit aired. It's a fantastic show. If you haven't watched it, first of all, where have you been? And of course, it gave a huge boom, a massive increase in public interest towards chess. And this helped all content creators, not just Levy. That is a luck component of all this story. But I can tell you that even without this thing, Levy would have done well. Myself, with my other YouTube channel in my native language, wasn't lucky. It's not about luck. It's about consistency, and it's about knowing how to make content that people will find engaging. And most importantly, it's about having something to say, even wanting something to say, even not being able not to say it. This is what makes people come and watch your content, when you're truly passionate about sharing it with others. So no, it's not luck. It's consistency, learning every day, analyzing your previous works, your previous content, previous videos, and making them better every day. It's learning how to monetize your content, but every person can learn that if they want to. Thing here, he actually was very smart with his multiple streams of income. I see a lot of bloggers, YouTubers, content creators really missing out on that, only using YouTube AdSense ads, so like inbuilt YouTube partnership ads, brand messages, and like Patreon, and that's it. But actually there are so many more. It's affiliate marketing, it's making your own merch, and the best one that people, for some reason, they don't do it, but it's such a great one, and also such a logical step after teaching something for free on your YouTube channel. You can make your own webinar, course, workbook, but I encourage you to only do this when you actually have something to share, not just because you want to sell something and that's it. First of all, it's not gonna work. Yes, some people will buy it, but then, karma, they will share that it's not very good and you're done. Your reputation is everything and it's based on trust, so never ever ruin your trust with your followers. Only sell something that you think is really going to make their life better or that's going to teach your followers something, but never sell just for the sake of selling. But yeah, there are so many more different streams of income that YouTubers, even Levy, forget about. So if you want to learn more about them, then check out my channel because I talk about it on my channel like constantly and will talk more. Objection, miss. It's very easy to sell something when you have 6 million subscribers. Try selling something when you have 100 subscribers or 0 subscribers. That's a good point, but I really don't want you to get discouraged by those numbers. Levy had 0 subscribers at some point. Mr. Beast had 0 subscribers at some point. So don't get discouraged just by that. You'll get there if you follow certain steps, certain routines that are not even that difficult. They just require consistency and passion. Most people just give up too early, that's the thing. And if you're sure that it's too late to start now, that there is a great YouTuber or a content creator on any platform, and that you're not going to be one of them, so what's the point of starting? Then I actually dare to ask you, how many favorite bloggers, YouTubers, content creators that you really love are there? I don't think it's actually that much. That's the point. There are a lot of content creators. There are very few content creators, like those who really encourage you, those who really inspire you. They're few, and you could become one of those. And remember what I said earlier, you don't need millions as your followers. You just need the right followers. Actually, speaking even from my own experience on my other YouTube channel, at the very beginning when I had just around like 100 subscribers, it's amazing to think that 100 people is listening to what you have to say. This feeling is fantastic. And thinking that it's just the beginning. And what's better is to understand that making your blog, YouTubing, doing your podcast, it's an investment. You can't go down on subscribers or on views. You're always growing. So there are more and more people who learn about your existence, who can learn from you, who can give you some ideas, and you can exchange your ideas with them. It's an amazing feeling. If it all comes down to turning your passion into business, then what's the best way to start? Blogging. Starting your blog. As I like to say to my students, when in doubt, get a blog. That's the best investment that you can make for yourself for any career that you're doing at the moment. Whether it's a YouTube channel, a podcast, a written blog, doesn't matter. Sharing what you love online, it's the first step. So here is what you need. To be an expert in the niche that you want to talk about. To be prepared mentally to turn your passion into a career. A willingness to learn how to make content, encouraging content that's going to make people come and watch and stay with you. And understanding of your strategy. Who are you making videos for? Who are the people who are gonna watch you? What's your niche? How are you unique in this niche? Try to get some basic understanding of these 4 things. And that's already enough to start. Objection, miss. Not everyone can do it. You understand? He can do it good. You can do it good. I can't do it. Great question. I'm glad you asked. Yes, not everybody can do it, but What stops you from trying? As for Levy and myself, none of us was born famous. None of us knew how to make content and how to present ourselves. That's a skill that you can learn. The only difference between the people whom you watch on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, and yourself is that they just started. We just started, just a bit ahead of you. So what's stopping you?